This is Tyler, and he's going to show us how he uses two-switch step scanning with auditory prompts to control his communication device and a really fun toy. Let's take a look at what Tyler's setup is. Tyler has cerebral palsy, and he also has a vision impairment that includes cortical visual impairment and nystagmus. The severity of Tyler's cerebral palsy impacts his motor skills in a way that prevents him from reaching out and touching the screen of his communication device without significant difficulty. His vision impairment prevents him from being able to see small pictures clearly. Because of these two things, Tyler uses a method to control his communication device called two-switch step scanning with auditory prompts. This method allows him to have access to a large enough vocabulary for him to communicate the many things on his mind. The two purple arrows that you see here are pointing to two switches which are attached to Tyler's wheelchair headrest. The blue arrow is pointing to a small speaker that provides him with auditory prompts. Each time Tyler lightly presses his head into the switch on his right, he hears words coming through the auditory prompt speaker, which tell him which word or folder his cursor is currently on the screen of his communication device. When he hears the word he wants, he then presses his head into the switch on the opposite side of his head to select that word. When you are watching the videos coming up, you will hear two different voices. The first voice has a lower volume. This is the voice coming from the auditory prompt speaker telling him which word he is on. When he selects his desired word, you will hear a louder, more distinct voice coming through the main speaker on the back of his communication device. The word that is said in the louder voice is the one that Tyler wants to tell you.
Okay, so this is Tyler.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, Tyler. Thanks for saying hi to everyone. Let me think. So here's Tyler's screen. And Tyler, can you just kind of move through some of your choices? So he pushes on one of his switches and it moves through the different choices on the screen.
Hello.
And then he uses the other switch to pick one. So where's your mover switch again? How does it work when you're moving through your choices? I forget which side you're pressing on. Okay, yep, that. So he turns right and presses that button right to the right of his head. And
Hello.
that's the one on the left of his head to pick his choice.
Tyler, what's your favorite toy? What's your favorite thing to play?
Basketball.
Yeah, awesome.
We just saw how Tyler can use his two switches to control his communication device for talking, but another awesome thing that he gets to use his communication device for is to control any device that is operated by an infrared remote control. The most common devices controlled by infrared remotes are televisions, but as you're about to see, some toys are also operated by infrared remotes. This is important because Tyler's cerebral palsy limits his ability to hold a remote control and push the buttons himself. So his communication device is able to learn the signals that a remote control sends out and have those signals programmed onto a screen that Tyler is able to control with his two switches. What kid wouldn't be excited to play with a remote controlled Baby Yoda? So a big thank you goes out to Mattel for creating this awesome toy that comes with an infrared remote control. Now Tyler has a way to play with a toy that any other kid his age gets to play with. Wait until you see the look on his face.
Can you make Baby Yoda go, Tyler?
Turn left.
Whoa, there he goes. Oh, he's walking forward.
Forward. Can you make him go again, Tyler?
Whoa,
Backward.
there he goes. He's going backward.
Talk to me.
You heard him talking to you, Tyler?